Yo, Ahmed, what going, bro?
Brothers, how you
All
doing?
good. Let me
Good, good,
take off my hat.
Habibi. How's it going?
Bro,
Good to have you on, bro.
Thank you, thank you. I've been looking forward to it ever since you reached out to me.
yeah,
So yeah, we're here.
yeah.
Nice.
I want to say, wait, how should we, which name should we address you by?
And
A7?
I think A7, yeah,
A7.
because A7 is actually that's the first two letters of my
It's
name.
the,
Mm,
it's,
If you're
it's the
Arabic, you will
house name.
understand. But yeah, so let's stick with A7.
love that.
Yeah.
But before we move on, I just wanted to thank you guys for having me here.
Mm.
Um, Almost a year ago, I was behind the screen spamming the fire emojis. Now I'm in front of the screen. So yeah, dreams do come true somehow. But yeah,
Bro, you know what, A7, it should be the other way around. I would say we are really honored to have you here. And thank you so much for honoring our invitation. I know when I reached out to you, I was like, oh, is he gonna say yes? Is he gonna say no? And your response just summed it all up for me. So many people have said great things about you in the UAE.
thank
All
you.
your friends
Appreciate
and
the
family
guys.
have great stuff to say about you. And you are someone that we really admire.
Mm.
Your creations are top notch. You're doing an incredible job, and brother, it's a massive honor to have you here. So
Thank you,
welcome to Sneaker
guys.
Talk
The honor is
Sunday.
all mine.
Thank thank you. You know what? Let's go straight into it. Bro, I beg you, with all due respect, with do us the honor and introduce yourself to the people.
All right. So my name is Ahmed. I go by A7N3, and I'm, as you can see, I'm a sneakerhead. Well, I think I would say that I'm semi-artist somehow. I don't know how I got there, but somehow I got into that lane. Actually, I was into art like way before, like especially like street art, graffitis, and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
And let's keep it at that, and you will learn about what I am along the way through this interview. So let's not just like expose everything at once.
I like that.
I love that.
I like that. Don't bite off the banana, just peel it.
Yes, yes.
Exactly,
Love
just
that.
one bite at a time.
Right, A7. So when did they all begin? The sneakers. Can you?
Good question. Good question. So the thing is, like, it didn't actually start with sneakers at the beginning. It all started with the football cleats. You know, like whatever the likes of Ronaldo, El Fenomeno, Ronaldinho,
Yes.
Rooney, Beckham were wearing. You know, like especially the freestyle shoes.
Yeah.
You know, like when you have that during my school days, when you have like the new Ronaldinho freestyle boots, like the Travis Scott fragments. It was like, oh, he got that thing, he got that shoe.
True,
So
true.
I think, you know, like it's in an indirect way that we've switched lanes from cleats to sneakers, but shoes in general were like a main thing to us. So I would say I'd switch to that lane when I graduated because, you know, like move from school to university, I'm able to buy my own things, wear whatever I like, and you know, like you cannot wear cleats on an outfit, so you have to
Yeah.
pivot a little bit. Although in school we'd like go with the common sneakers like the Air Force, the Air Max, the Chuck Taylors, the Stan Smiths, etc. But we'd like, you know, like wear it because we'd buy it because it's Nike, it's comfortable. We didn't think twice about that.
Yeah.
But when we like, you know, like grow, like I said, graduated, wearing my own stuff, buying my own stuff, you know, like we start to pay attention a little bit with what we are wearing, especially that the shoes makes up 50% of the outfit, yeah? And the pivotal point is that, well, I'd say a year and a half into graduation, we met with a guy that in Turkey, and he came to Dubai, and we met his friend in Dubai. And at that time, I was wearing a pair of Dunks.
Yeah.
They were the Washington Dunks released. I think I got them in 2013. I didn't know like they were Dunks. I thought maybe that's a different variant of the Air Force. The Air Force is the only sneaker I know at the time.
Yeah.
So that person, he was like, "Oh, nice Dunks." I was like, "Thanks." What are Dunks? What's that? And he would start to explain that those are Dunks, right? They are originally basketball shoes. And I was like, yeah, I wear Air Force Ones. I was like, yeah, those are also basketball shoes. I was like, really? And he's like, yeah, and also Jordans. I was like, what? You mean Michael Jordan Jordans? I was like, yeah. He has his own collection? I was like, yeah. I was like, interesting. So I went, that is the first, I would say, like the first spark that led me into becoming a sneaker. You know, like, oh wait, they're more than shoes. They're, I don't know, there's like this new thing that it was in front of me the whole time, but I didn't know what were they. So I went there and I got myself a pair of Air Jordan 1 mids. They were like on the color of the true blue. But for me, they were like, okay, another variant of the Air Force One. This time it has the Jordan logo. So, like that was my mentality back then. And what got me deeper into it, so during that time I used to go to one of the gyms, and the trainer was American. His name is Walter. So he would train me personally on the gym and also on sneakers. So he would tell me the next release, what are the Jordans, how many Jordans, which are the ones that are OG, which are the ones that, you know, like are retro, you know, like the same shoe but different colors. You know what? There is a funny story. So he taught me all about the original colorways and models. So I went one day and bought myself, or at least that's what I thought, I bought myself a pair of black cement threes. And I would show it to him, and he would look at me from head to toe, giving me the bombastic side eye because that pair had a strap on them.
It had a
It's like,
what on it?
Those are, no, those are not Jordans. Those are Team Jordans. You know, it had the midsole, it had the new bucket, shaped like the threes, but has a strap in it. I was like, what?
Oh,
So,
right, that one.
oh yeah. So like, yeah, I fell into that trap multiple times actually. So I was like, yeah, okay, I need to learn more. There's like, just like the thing about those sneakers is like you need to learn, you need to identify and differentiate between the time. Especially those were the times where these physics and the six strings, I think they were like popular. So they would go, you know, like you'd find them everywhere. So it's like confusing for me as a first timer. You know, like I cannot tell them apart. And yeah, like I started doing my own research, and I was like, okay, cool, like okay, and now I'm getting the hang of it. So yeah, like I think that this is the pivotal point that got me into sneaker and sparked my interest into that. And it's like from there till today, it's like
love that.
Yeah.
A7, before we carry on, just a moment, Ralph. So is it fair to say you have a collection of football boots?
I wish I would say yes because I've lost them all. But I do. But I do have like a collection of T-shirts.
Right. Okay. Because I'm a really big fan of Ronaldinho, and at some point I was collecting his boots. But then obviously I left them in Ghana, and probably someone like just used them or not. Yeah. So I was hoping you'd have some of them to show to us like later on. But anyway, that's fine.
Well, I wish, brother. They were long gone at this point.
Right.
Do you know what I love most about the story that you shared? I mean, there's a message in there for everyone who's watching this, who's just getting into sneakers. As much as A7 was being spoken to or being coached by someone about shoes, the most important thing he did was to research on his own. And that's so important. If you really want to get into sneakers, if you really want to get to know more about shoes, you learn quicker and better when you do your own research. So that is extremely, extremely important message that you just shared, bro. Thank you so much. And talking about you mentioned that when you started working, you started buying your own shoes. Do you remember the first shoes that you used your own money to buy?
Yes, and it had a really funny story related to it. So during that time, I just got my license. I think it was 6 months in. So I went to pick up my cousin and his friend. We decided to go to Dubai Mall, and I had like I didn't wear the kandora, the traditional dress. I was like t-shirt, jeans, go to Dubai Mall. So when we reached Dubai Mall and I put my feet out, I noticed that it was a little bit breezy. To my shock, I'd look down and I'd see myself wearing sandals. I forgot to wear my shoes. So I had I had to send my cousin. I told him, bro, here's my wallet. Go to Nike directly, pick up whatever shoes. Like I cannot walk with sandals. And I don't know, like if it wasn't, I think it's like a strike of luck because the shoe he came back with was the Cortez,
Yeah,
in gray and navy blue swoosh. Probably the most butter smooth shoes I've ever put my feet in. That was the first purchase. Like it wasn't intentionally,
yeah,
but
yeah.
like it was a good pickup. But there was a pair I wish I had it. I left it at home. I knew I forgot it. But they were a pair of Air Force Ones. Well, not actually an Air Force One. It was the Air Lunar Force. Again, like I couldn't tell them apart.
Yeah.
They were the Arctic camo in black. I spent like almost a year trying to look for them. I could only buy them at eBay, but at that time, it's like I was a bit skeptical about buying online.
Yeah.
But after, like, I forget about it and all of that. I remember one time going to the outlet mall with my friends, and he was like looking around for a jersey and all of that. And I was looking around, and I feel like there is a glare coming from the edge of my eye. I stared that direction. It was sitting there. That's the one. That's the one. The black one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I sat sitting there, one pair in my size for the fraction of a price. I could not believe it. The shoe that I've been looking for 2 years was sitting there, just glaring at me, waiting for me to notice it. And that is, yeah, and that is the first conscious purchase that I've did.
I mean, what a first purchase. Looking for the shoe for 2 years, and then finally it comes in. Not just that, but it comes in at a fraction of the price, bro.
Exactly.
Love that. Love that. And when we're talking about your early sneaker purchases, what would you say your most hyped early pair was?
That's gonna be easy. So actually the purchase was of two sneakers at the same time. They were both the Gamma 11 and the Taxi 12 2013 release, which I wish I bought them. I still got them in the box, perfect condition. And I don't know, like those two were like I don't know, like feels that if I hit on the Travis Scott, it won't feel the same as hitting on those two. So yeah, I would say those two.
Lovely pickups, bro. And what if I'm to ask you what your top 3 silhouettes of all time would be? What would it be now?
That's a tough one, but I would say that the 11 and 12, because they were my first two pickups, and I would put next to them the Air Force One.
Wow. Unlike to you. You're the first person who's putting a 12 in,
That is.
in the top three. Yeah. Very, very few people would put a 12 in their top three.
Yeah.
Bro.
Well, I mean, at that time, like post like 11s and going up during that time in 2013 until 15, they were like as hot as the ones and fours at this time. So, I mean, getting them during the height of their demand and all of that, it felt special.
Yeah.
So yeah, I put those two and the Air Force One because this is like the oldest silhouette I've had, the most comfortable and the most consistent silhouette I keep going back to. Jordan ones, yeah, maybe not. I would put them top 10, but not top 5. Like, I'm sorry if I offended someone, but that's my personal opinion. And if you're offended, I don't care.
You know what? I love that. And to everyone that's watching this, I hope you got the message again. Buying what you like. It's about what you like. Don't go with what people like, because if you go with what people like, you might end up regretting. And regarding regretting, what would be your most regrettable purchase?
You might be surprised.
Oh, with you, I won't be surprised.
No. Hey, upper right corner, bro. Upper right corner.
Bro, the life is over. The life is over. Blasphemy.
Nah, no way.
Listen. I have a reason for everything. So the reason that this is the most regrettable, top 3, but this is the most regrettable, is that I got this pair in 2017. I wasn't really sure about the 750s. They're boots. I don't like boot-shaped shoes. A friend of mine, he's a big Yeezy fan. I don't know, like if you saw someone putting up laughing emojis in the name of lazy guy, then that's the guy I'm talking about. But until he comes in. So anyways, he told me, bro, buy the shoes. I'm like, no, I have another shoe in mind. It did have the same characteristics as this. It was gray, it was suede, it blew in the dark. So if you do not know what pair I was talking about, that I was going to pair, that I picked up these instead, I was talking about the Air Jordan 4 cars, and they were at the same price as the Yeezys. At this time, at this moment, it is reselling for almost $3K in dollars. And this one's been stuck for the same price for the last, I don't know how many years. So yeah, that is the most regrettable purchase. And not because it's a bad shoe. Again, it's not a bad shoe, but it's because I got
what
them
you missed
instead
out
of the cows, and the cows is now are unobtainable. So yeah, like, thank you, lazy guy. Appreciate it, brother.
George, behave.
You know what? I was in my head. I had already made up my mind that if the reason wasn't a valid reason, bro, we're gonna end the life. We're gonna. But with the way you've explained it, 100% agree with. I understand where you're coming from. If I had to pick between the two, I would definitely pick the core. So yeah, I do understand where you're coming from, bro.
Yeah.
I love that. And when it comes to the silhouette that you don't like, what's that one silhouette that would never find you in?
I would say the Air Jordan 9.
Why is that?
Well, the reason is because I don't know. Like, whenever I research it, whenever I look at it, I mean, if there is going to be a OG color release, yeah, I'll get it for the collection, not for myself, but for the structure and the shape. And it's like, I mean, for someone like me, I pay attention to the storytelling aspect of it. That shoe represents like a thank you letter for Michael Jordan, and it's shaped like a boot. I do not like boots, so yeah, like, that is at the bottom of my list. Not because it's bad, but because of preference. And it's like, again, it's a thank you letter to Michael Jordan. He didn't play with it. I think. But, you know, like, it didn't resonate with me that well.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I get you. I get you. I get you.
But,
I want to ask a
yeah.
question about your art, the art that you create. What inspires the art that you create, and what goes through your mind when you are making such beautiful artwork?
Good question. So again, like, I love paying attention to the story aspect of every shoe.
Mm.
This helps me to structure like how the painting would look like. For example, let's take the Air Yeezy 2 post that I did a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
So it didn't have a story, but it's somehow like, I wanted to portray a nostalgic feeling.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like even the caption said, "I miss the old Kanye and pulling out an Air Yeezy out of a pile of Adidas Yeezys."
Yeah.
You know, like signifying that I'm missing that era.
Yeah.
I'm missing the old
Yeah.
Kanye. I'm missing those. You know, like,
Yeah.
even like I tried to make it as subtle, but at the same time relatable to someone who's see it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, like, so, but that is like for the Air Easy. But if we're going to take something like, say, for example, the Air Jordan 2 Off-White, it's my second post after I started. Hope like you guys would see it, but if you were to see it, like, I'm holding the shoe in a certain way. So I'm holding it like this,
Yeah.
with the tip of my fingers,
Mm-hmm.
you know. So here's I'll try to explain it because it has some depth. So if you were to imagine you're holding a baseball with one hand and a diamond at the other, you would notice that you're holding the baseball hand with the palm of your hand, right?
Yeah.
But the diamond, you would hold it with the tip of your fingers. Even when we're going to dine, like, you would see the waiter on a fast food restaurant, he's holding the tray like, yeah, whatever. But when you're going to a fast restaurant, you would see them like holding the plate with the tip of their fingers. Somehow we are hardwired to hold precious or something we deem precious with the tip of our fingers in the most delicate way. So this hold represents value. And during that post, although I had a different idea for it, but I wouldn't say unfortunately, everything is written. Before that post came out, Virgil Abloh passed away.
Yeah.
And we've seen, like, whenever someone passes away, you know what happens to the sneakers, especially the Jordan 2. They were like, even the white pair, it was sitting for retail. When the news broke out, it just shut out. Everything just like selling threefold the same retail price. So I wanted to represent like that aspect, the aspect of value. But I wanted to provoke a question.
Mm-hmm.
Virgil just passed away. You want that shoe. Somehow the value for it increased. But do you view the shoe as in a valuable item in a market way, or is it a valuable in a sentimental way? So that's how I wanted to portray it. Value, but which value does it represent to you? And I intentionally put the black pair over the white pair because the black pair, if you were to notice, every time an off-white release would go out, there will always be a black pair. And Virgil emphasized that his favorite sneakers are always black. So I would guess that the black colorway is the Virgil Abloh colorway. Yeah. So I wanted to show that specific colorway to emphasize more on, do you view the sneaker valuable in a market point of view or in a sentimental point of view? Do you want it because this one had Virgil's influence on it, or do you want it because this is what the market
is
demands?
Yeah.
So yeah, like, I try, and sometimes like I want to pivot. Like, I want it that deep, I want it that simple, I want it in face value. I don't want to confuse people because, again, like, if I didn't explain it in that way, the post won't make much sense to you.
Yeah.
But that sometimes, like for example, the Powerpuff Girls, it's like something playful that I do. You'd enjoy seeing it, but it doesn't have that deep meaning. Maybe it's nostalgia for the old days, but it's like at face value. I don't want it to be deep, not this pair. There are pairs that I can work on that will have a deeper meaning, and of course, I will explain it.
Bro,
Okay?
the way your mind works is just incredible.
That's how you can tell he's an artist.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
They work in mysterious ways, bro.
Telling you, bro. See,
hence why sometimes you see their creation and
bro,
you're like, damn.
I was having goosebumps on my skin when you were explaining the post. Like that's the effect you have.
Brothers.
See, do you know what? I want to ask you to explain one more post for me, and it was one of my favorite posts from you. It's the Space Jam post. You know, you put the shoe in the middle, and then Bugs Bunny's finger was coming out. Bro, talk to us about it.
Well, again, like this was one of the I would say playful posts, but that post was just slow cooking in my brain for the last year and a half, simply because I couldn't find a pair that was in a perfect condition. So, well, first of all, I need to shout out Soulmates for linking me up with the owner of the shoe.
Yeah.
He was a great guy. Penny one, I forgot. Anyways, like I posted them in that post. So it wasn't, it didn't, you know, like it shouldn't, like it didn't have much meaning. It doesn't have much meaning other than playful, but it was inspired. Yeah, that's the one. It was inspired by the poster where you'd see like Michael Jordan grabbing the ring of the Looney Tunes, holding the Looney Tunes, and there was another hand from the boss of the monsters just yanking it from the other side. So I used that specific poster as the emphasis. But instead of pulling the shoe, me and Bugs Bunny are reaching out to grab the shoe.
Yeah.
So yeah, like simple as that.
Yeah, I mean it's incredible. I just love that. So that's one of my favorite what you call it, creations of yours. And talking about art, as an artist and someone who I can tell from your page that you like a bit of customizations, and brands like Kukai and Warren Lotters have come under fire for creating shoes. John Geiger, that they create shoes that look similar to Nike shoes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
As an artist, what's your take on this topic?
Well, we are about to open a big can of worms regarding that topic, but I'll try at the best of my abilities to explain my own personal opinion regarding that. So, yeah, so let's take Warren Lotus first. So, as I did my research, so he was about to release the Jason Stussy inspired dunks. A friend of mine forwarded me the link to buy that one specifically. At that time, it was like pre-order, so I took my time. So I decided to research it. So I didn't think much of it. He did like two silhouettes before, the Jason Lows that was inspired by the Jason High Dunks and the Heinekens. But those were limited, so especially the Heinekens, because those were bought, so he got really mad. So he opened the pre-order just to crash the market. So for that pair specifically, I went for one. I'm not gonna lie, I went for one simply because it was inspired by one of the shoes that released long ago. Resale price is crazy. I would never be able to buy it, and even if I would, I won't be able to wear it for obvious reasons. But I think what ticked Nike off, it's not because he stole the silhouettes, it's because he stole one of the artists, which is Jeff Staple. You'd remember he would release the pigeon dunk inspired So I think Nike's response to that isn't because he stole one of their designs. You know, like Fugazi and all of those artists were like recreating the Air Jordan ones. They didn't mention that because this would create a big problem if everyone would just, you know, like jump in on that craze and you know, like create copy silhouettes, create pre-orders. That's not good in a business side for Nike. And again, like Nike is a company. It's not like something that is, you know, like it cares about shareholders over the culture.
Yeah.
So for me personally, if recreating an old model that would never release, that is beyond obtainable and is beyond, you know, like wearable, I wouldn't say like I vote for it, but at the same time, I wouldn't mind having a pair.
Yeah.
So, and for John Geiger, like he's you know, like he's recreating the Air Force Ones, like the most produced silhouettes. So I don't know what they went after him. But again, like the reason they went is like maybe because they just wanna put out that fire of, you know, like those customizers going out.
Right.
Yeah, you know, like just putting out the message that Nike is not rocking with people who do custom. Although John Geiger, I think he was working out with Nike, and you know, like from the pairs I saw in front of me, they're like there's a difference in quality. So I wouldn't mind like having a pair. But again, like I would vote for someone who would create his own silhouette. You know? Okay, if you want it to be inspired by, I have no problem. But you know, like just switching the swoosh and you know, like I'm a bit skeptical about it. And by the way, like I do have a pair of Warren Lotus from the updated design here. So I don't know, like it's behind this. I cannot pull it. I don't want everything falling on my head and just like
right.
Just for the viewers, Google it, Warren Lotus 3 for dunks, and you know, like, but yeah, I love that pair.
Okay. This is a question parallel to the previous one.
Yeah.
If you could collaborate with any sneaker brand, what brand would it be, and on what silhouette would that be on?
Oh, good question. Well, the first part of your question would have been easy, but you said a specific silhouette.
Yep.
I would say collaborate with
just to avoid
Nike.
the Fugazi trend.
Yeah, I know. Like, by the way, like if I were to answer the first part, Nader here just already answered. It's New Balance because they prioritize creativity over hype, and we've seen it with you know, like Joe Fresh Goods, ALD, and with Action Bronson. But if you said specifically at the moment, at this time, I would say I'd collaborate with Nike on an airship.
Ooh, interesting.
I'm
Smalls
for that.
Smalls, keep quiet in that corner. Keep quiet.
Let's go. Yeah, I love that. I love that choice. Yeah. Can you tell us why? Why the airships?
Well, it's simple because the airships aren't very hype, but they are becoming like leaning towards mainstream. You know, like we've seen like their previous releases, like collab after collab after collab. Every collab is going crazy and all of that. And even like your last post when you posted the Soul Goods, that pair was perfect. The color, the execution, even the story, man, like getting inspired by the you know, like the slums of the city. That's why it looks like having those desaturated colors and the brown and the grays. And it was also inspired by one of the protagonists of an old Chinese film that was based on basketball, and the protagonist was wearing the number 5, hence the number 5 on the Heat. So yeah, again, like that has a story element which I personally love. Like I love going through, like, yeah, this part was inspired by that, the number was inspired by that. And by the way, like, I at the moment do not own any Travis Scott shoes because I don't find anything that can resonate with me. I would tell you that I bought the Air Trainers because I like how utilitarian look of it. But because I did a mistake and didn't research it, and Air Trainers, you have to go a half size up, and I got my true to size pair, so it just squeezed my legs, and I had to let them go. So that's the only pair. And again, like, shout out to Travis. He's been cooking for a long time, but like, because it doesn't have any substance and something that resonates with me, I don't find it appealing. Like, okay, he goes crazy, flips the swoosh, but that's not enough to compel me as someone who is invested in the story behind it more than the shoe itself. So yeah, like, I think we've stirred the way, so we'll go back to the airships. So again, like, the airships been popping off. It's a simple cinema. You cannot mess it up, and I feel like I would have more creativity towards it because like, there's not like, there isn't any high expectation, so the bar is really low and low enough for me to exceed the expectations put on me. And again, like, the creative the creative freedom that I'll have in it will let me just, like, go crazy on the pair.
Right.
So I hope that answered the question. Sorry if I just stretched a little bit, but yeah.
No, you answer.
Love that. Love that.
Sorry, one second. Let me just speak to the viewers, guys. Please, if you want to ask any question, kindly drop it in the using the question feature so that we can keep track of it. And then as time goes on, we ask A7 the question that you want. But before I ask Mr. Marquis' question, I want us to do this quick fire thing. I would mention two. I'll give you two options, and then you quickly choose the one that you like. Don't think too much about it. Just go straight into it. So first one, Air Force versus Adidas Superstars.
Air Force.
Eminem Jordan 4s versus undefeated Jordan 4s.
Eminem.
Dunk High versus Dunk Low.
Dunk High.
Hype Release versus OG Release.
OG. All day.
Nike Kanye versus Adidas Kanye.
Nike Kanye. Easy.
LeBron James versus Jordan.
Jordan.
Ronaldinho R9 versus Ronaldo R7. Sorry, Ronaldo R9 versus Ronaldo R7.
Come on, you don't have to think about it.
R9.
R9, good. Love that. Trying again. 1 second.
Love this. R9 all day.
Yeah. Jordan 11 versus Jordan 12.
Ah, man.
Put him in there.
What'd you say?
12.
12. Okay, fair.
Yeah.
Fair. And the last one, Jordan 1 High versus Jordan 1 Low.
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 Yeah.
Love that. Yo. All right. So next question is going to be Mr. Marquis' question. Do you feel the art inspires the culture or the culture inspires your art? That's a very good question.
I think it's the latter. Culture inspires my art because, again, like, what is art at its essence is that it is the reflection of an artist's view of the world or his environment. So if I'm in that culture and I'm influenced by the culture, the art that I'm going to produce is what I view like, that's my point of view towards it. So yeah, I would say the latter.
Fair. Love that. And what would you say is the craziest thing you've ever done for a pair of shoes?
No way. No way. Oh my days.
Yeah,
I shouldn't have
that's just
asked that
like.
question.
By the way, those are the pairs that I could get my hands on. There are plenty of more, but plenty more. But yeah, like those are some.
And what did you have to do to get them? What is that crazy thing you
Well,
did?
well,
Buy
so
thingy.
so the by the way, those aren't the Wu-Tang. Just for
Yeah,
everyone to calm down, those
customs.
aren't the Wu-Tangs. They are customs. But you know, like I could not or I cannot get my hands on the pair for obvious reasons. They were released like in the 90s, and they're going for crazy money, and they're not wearable. So when those released, I was like, I need to get the pair. I need to turn them into tank customs, and that's it. That is exactly what I did. For the other pair, you know, like it was a gift from one of my friends for my birthday. So, of course, you know, like the last mountain has this canvas upper, and you
Yeah.
can, you know, like just tear it away. But I thought to myself, you know, like I could do something with it. So I hit up my friend QIP. He's top 5 artist, designer, calligraphy in the region. So I was like, and he's very good at Arabic calligraphy. And I was like, you know what? Grab a pencil, just you know, like just write your calligraphy. I'll do the rest. So he draw his calligraphy, and I would cut through the lines, and just like yeah, came out great. And I also had a project that I'm trying to finish during Ramadan. So I got myself a pair of Game Royal Air Jordan ones from 2018. Got a used pair, so I'm planning to turn those into fragment Air Jordan ones.
Okay. If you can't get them, you make them.
You make them. You make them.
I'm saving a lot of money here, guys.
Yeah.
Bro, you are.
Nah, legit.
If I could, I would have done the same thing. You know what? Actually, Smalls, ask the next question. I'll show you guys something.
Right. So checking the question feature, Mr. Oh, Marwan was asking, what's your favorite pair to shoot, and which pair did you struggle with the most to come up with an idea?
Ooh, okay. Okay.
This is me trying. This is me trying to make my own Travis.
Well,
Okay.
I haven't
you know,
finished.
like,
I started
uh,
this. Sorry, I started this last year. Sometime I think I wore this once, and then I tried to make my own thing. The pen that I was using to color the thing got finished, and bro, I put the shoe away. I have never touched it
That was
since.
it.
And today, I was trying to clean up my room, and then I saw the shoe. I was like, oh, I never finished this whole thing. So I can relate. I can relate.
well, hold that thought. Let me show you something.
Fam, you start till you finish it. Okay.
So I've completely destroyed this pair just trying to. I don't know if you can
Hidden.
see it, but there is a fragment logo here,
Yeah.
and also like if you saw the airship hidden.
Yeah.
So I was like testing out this shoe, so I had to just like خلاص, destroy it. I'm already working on the project. It's so yeah, like you're gonna ruin a few pairs along the way, but at the end of the day, like,
Yeah,
yeah.
Marwan is saying, my guy took a year to paint half of the swoosh. Why?
Yo, man, I'm blocking you.
Yeah.
Customizing is not for lazy people like me. Definitely, I cannot be a customizer.
I'm telling you, it just takes a toll, you know, like it just takes a lot of time and concentration. So yeah, I don't blame you if it took you that long and you forgot about it. So going back to Marwan's question, I would say well, actually, it's not one pair, it's 4.
Oh, okay.
So my brother, MC1, I'm sure you know him. So he hit up Marwan, or I don't know like how this came to be. So anyways, like, he gave Marwan 4 pairs for me to take a picture of them for him and for myself. I already put out 2. I'll also be posting tomorrow, so you already know, like, the first 2 are the Undefeated and the Laila May. So because, like, I'd only have a few hours with them, I was struggling to find an idea, to the point I was like, you know what? I'm just going to hold the shoe. Everyone would love to see the shoe. I cannot come up with an idea for 4 shoes in the span of few hours. And even, like, Marwan was assisting me, and we were struggling just to, you know, like, scrambling. What should we do? What should we do? I was like, khalas, I'll hold the shoe. Marwan, you hold the camera. Marwan took the photos. So yeah, like, this is like, you know, like, because again, like, for example, the Space Jam 11s, I already told you, like, the idea was in my mind for a year and a half, and because I couldn't find the shoe, I couldn't do the whole post. When I got the shoe, it's just like, it took me less than 10 minutes to wrap everything up. Okay, upload the photo, go to Illustrator, draw Bugs Bunny's hand, put everything in the post, bam, 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 bam. It was ready. A few weeks later, posted it. So it's like, sometimes you want to work with the shoe, but the shoe doesn't want to work with you. Yeah.
I love that. I love that. And when it comes to obviously customizing shoes, we've all messed up. You've shown us one of it, but has there ever been like a big mess up story that you can share with us?
He has loads. Look at him.
Sorry if I brought back any bad memories. I'm sorry.
Well, listen. So the thing is, like, the pair I'm going to talk about is one of my friend's pair that I still have for 2 years. I didn't finish it. It got really messy. I'm just too embarrassed to bring it up to him. Anyways, like,
I mean, what could
so he gave me a pair of
half a swoosh painted, half painted swoosh.
Listen, when for him is like, I'm telling you, he can recover. He can return it to its original state. But for me, it's like, so. Anyways, you'll understand my point. So he gave me a pair of white on white Air Jordan 1 mids for me to do a fusion between a, you know, like recreate them as a Union LA inspired shoe. So the uppers would look the same, the bottoms would look, you know, like the uppers, the lowers would look different in one pair and different in the second pair. And the stitching, also the stitching, you know, like, I didn't stitch before, you know, but, and again, like, I wish I am in my room. By the way, I'm in the studio. That's why you see, like, this whole office vibes and all of that. So anyways, things got really messy. I don't know if I could recover the shoe, but yeah, like, I hope is he online? I don't think so. So yeah, it's safe to say that I've messed up.
No, it's allowed. It's allowed. It's allowed. Bro, do you know what? Well, before this live started, I mentioned that there's a lot of positive stuff from you. Yeah, Marky is saying he's a mad scientist. Of course, he's filled some experiments and Frankenstein sneakers. Bro, there's a shoe that I saw on your page, and I would say it blew my mind. If there's ever, like, it's the most meaningful customization I've ever seen, and you've turned a shoe that people would term as bricks to a masterpiece. That shoe blew my mind, and I'm gonna show it to you. And if you have it around, please show it to the people. This shoe right here, you guys would understand me.
Ah, man.
Okay, right.
Again, like, it's in my room, and it was on my list of shoes that I was going to bring. So again, that is another.
Is that the Volt? Was that the Volt?
That's I think
those are the
orange.
electric oranges.
Orange, yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So again, there is a story behind it, all right? So the electric oranges, I was really excited for them because I wanted to fix what Nike messed up with, right? You know, like, so I want, but instead of the, yeah, by the way, those are engravings and not just like stencils. So, anyways, I want them to be like, you know, like in a not for resale color blocking instead of the black toe color blocking, which it was rumored. So I paint the heel and the wings eyelets black. So I was left with the orange part. The glossy part, I didn't like it, so I decided to paint over it. But the quality of the white leather was so horrendous that the paint would chip off. I'm sorry, Louise, on behalf of QIP, but sorry about that. So
You got
it's another long story.
You got reported. You got reported.
Mr. Marquis doing the Lord's work. Doing the Lord's work.
But by the way, QIP is supposed to be sitting right there in front of me, but he's out of office. So luckily for him, he's not gonna. Anyways, like, so I got frustrated, right, with the quality. I wanted to tear the shoe apart. I wanted to completely destroy it. That's how much I was frustrated. So instead, I hit up QIP and I was like, listen, I got the shoe. Do you want to work on it or should I burn it? And it was like, no, bring it. I got an idea. So I gave it to him, didn't think twice about it. A week passed and I see him like sending me this picture. I was like, yo, that's crazy. Bro. That is so crazy. We need to take a picture. We must. Yeah. And you know, like we've done this one before the electric orange. We already did this one, but that was way different because it has engraving in it. So it's like part of the shoe. It feels like it's an actual Jordan release, yeah. Though Jordan wouldn't do something crazy as that. So, yo, Jordan, if you want to collab, we're down, yeah.
Bro, that collab, it has to happen. It has to happen. And if it does happen, I'm gonna spend my last penny on that on it. Bro, that shoe is insane. It's incredible. Smalls. Listen, let me show you guys again. Look at it. Look at it.
Nah. I love that.
Bro,
I love that.
Look at the details.
That is mad. Anyway, before we carry on, A7, you know the watch you're wearing. What G-Shock collab is it? It's been stinging my eye for a while now.
I think it's a hidden one.
I'm curious. What G-Shock collab is that?
Hidden.
Oh, yeah. Hidden. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So I think I'm again, like I'm just a walking storybook. So I think Nader, you need to tell the people what happened during that release. Yeah.
Nada. Make sure you come and tell the story, please.
Ralph, you know I collect G-Shocks as well, right?
Small. Really? Do I even know you? Do I even know you at this point? And I consider him my brother, you know. I consider him my brother. And today he's just told me 2 things I didn't know about him.
Yeah, I got quite the collection, but I'm kind of like changing some of the batteries. Ooh.
Oh damn! Oh damn! So,
yeah, I got the International Dolphins and Wales Conference.
Bro, you
got that was sick.
You got expensive
that is sick.
And then I've got the what's his name again? The Kanwai Rigashi, that surfer.
Ooh, damn.
Smalls.
But I might borrow a few watches from you.
I got you. But yeah, I got the babes and whatnot. But yeah.
I'm feeling left out. I've got the raffle. I've got the raffle G-Shock on my hands. Yo, A7, let's talk about the shoes in your collection. I think we should move on to the next segment, talk about the shoes in your collection. Bro, and you know how this segment goes. So we're gonna fire the questions at you, and then you tell us which shoe in your collection fits that. And also if there are any shoes in your collection which have like really cool stories that you want to share with us, bro, we're all ears. So I'll start off with the most difficult shoe to acquire.
Most difficult shoe to acquire. Let me see. You know, like the thing is like. Let me just. Well, I don't remember bringing it, but the toughest one that I would acquire, I would say the man. Every release was difficult, but man, you're giving me a tough time, man. All of the releases are tough, but I would say. Move on to the next question until I get
Next
the answer.
question.
We'll put a pin on it. We'll put a pin on it. All right. Let's say your favorite collab in your collection.
Okay. So it is both my favorite and a personal grade for me, and luckily I have it here, which is the Air Jordan 6 Slam Dunk. So these, and actually there is a story behind it. Of course, I have a story behind it. So these released back in 2014. I was just, like my first year of becoming a sneakerhead, and I would get a notification on the Kicks on Fire app that a Slam Dunk 6 is releasing. At that time, like the only pair of sixes I had were the Championship sixes, but it didn't, like I saw the shoes and I was like, okay, it's a whole red shoe. But when I saw the details that it has like the whole Slam Dunk manga print on it, it's like, yo, I need to get those. So, like, again, like, if you don't know, like, Slam Dunk is somewhat of, like in my generation, it's one of these, like, most watched, most nostalgic animes out there. It was dubbed in Arabic. So when the news came out that these were coming in, I was like, yo, I need to get them. But the thing is, I didn't know how to get them, and they already released. They already went to the secondary market, and at that time they would only sell on eBay. So I had to take a risk. So either I buy one and I hit, or I buy one and it turns out fake, and there goes my money. And at that time, it was going for $300, which, again, at that time was a bit steep. I took the risk. I got them. From my personal authentications, they were authentic, and I was really happy with them, to the point where I also bought the merch, two T-shirts and one cap. And also, like, what happened is that a few years ago, after that, probably in 2017, I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened to me. I wasn't thinking straight at that moment. So I decided, like, you know what, I'm giving up on sneakers. I'm selling one of my collections. And after a few months, when I got back into my senses, I was like, yo, what I'm doing? Why I'm selling all of that? This pair was already sold, and I was like, yo, no, what have I done? Like, the pain of regret from that time till today is like, I could not believe what I've done. I could not believe that I sold that pair that has a direct link to my own childhood. Growing up watching that cartoon, and I just let it go. And at that time, Yeezys were, like, popping, and Jordan, like, they dipped. So even like the price that I sold it was really, really cheap.
Yeah.
2 years ago, those pairs came on my feed on Instagram. I was like, yo, I missed those pairs. So I hit on StockX and I would start bidding until the bid got accepted. And, you know, like that regret was put to rest. And I needed to commemorate that specific moment. And I had one of our guys from the Filipino community. He's a really good artist. So I had to commission him to do that specific painting. So I'm just gonna show it to you guys.
Bro, I love hearing stories like this.
So yeah, so if you were watching, you'd understand. But if you don't know, so this is the main character. His name is Sakuragi. He was inspired by Dennis Rodman, the same rebellious act, the same dyed hair, and the choice of the Jordan 6 wasn't at random because Sakuragi, he was a delinquent, he was a troublemaker, but he was inducted into the basketball team because they saw potential. And in the second episode, if I'm not mistaken, when he went sneaker shopping, so he got, the first pair he got was the infrared sixes. So that's the main inspiration for choosing the sixes and all those and on that color. But what they did is that they flipped the red with the white. So you can see like it's like a reverse infrared.
Yeah.
So again, like when I got the shoe, I hit up Jonathan. I was like, yo, you need to do this commission, do it as you please. Just there's one thing, just right. Is it the school? Because I remember one of the T-shirts, you know, like the slogan, "Is it the shoes?" So one of the T-shirts from that collab is it the school? So I was like, you need to write that, write those words. I was like, go crazy with the rest. And he was nice enough to feature my logo on the basketball. So yeah, he went crazy on this one.
Crazy, bro.
Thank
Crazy,
you,
bro.
Guys,
Crazy.
I've got a question. Why isn't Jordan doing like, you know, releases like this anymore, especially like on the 6th? Because every now and then we get guests come on and they show us like really rare like Jordan 6, you know, and for some reason all we get is like basic colors. Do you get what I mean? What could be the reason? Is there was there like a discontinuation of making these special Jordan 6s or whatnot? Like
What?
Nada has just answered you. I think Nada has answered the question quite well.
Exactly. Again, like,
fair point.
yeah, like,
Let's go. I feel left out. Like, you know, because I've started collecting, so bring something I can collect and be like, you know, this was released here and it was because of, do you get me? But it's just basic GR Jordan 6s or 5s we're getting.
Yeah.
Well,
I get it.
to answer that initial question, again, like Nike is a company and their shareholders are more important than the customers. And what is causing that is that and again, like they want to sell, and who are they going to sell to, and what does the market demands? And the market demands like specific shoes because, you know, like those were sales. So for example, the Powerpuff Girls, if they were released as another silhouette, like the Dunks, the regular Dunks, they would sit.
Yeah.
True. Because the demand is now focused on the SB, and you know, like even like say for example, I got the Spider-Man next chapter here. Those are dope. Those are better than the first release.
Yeah.
But again, like they said, because at that time the demand shifted from the Jordans to, I don't know, like. So again, like it's not just those kind of collabs. We missed the packs. Remember the Yin Yang packs and all of those. The DMPs and all of that. Those were dope. Though the execution was on point on these, but since the demand is not there, they cannot like appease for. They need to appease for the majority. And let's face it, we as sneakerheads, hardcore sneakerheads, we're the minority. We're the niche.
Yeah.
They cannot appease for us. And even if they're gonna appease for us, they're gonna release in limited quantity. And you know what the word limited does to everyone? Everyone needs to have it. They don't know why they have it, but because it's limited, they want to have it. But it's not for them.
It's not for them.
Yeah.
True. And Nada has just dropped some information. It says, however, there's been some changes inside of the management in Jordan as of last year. there may be some changes in the near future. Let's see. Yeah, let's keep our fingers crossed.
Yeah, hopefully.
Can't wait for a Naruto Jordan 1 low. Ha! It's gonna be serious, bro.
I mean, we've got the we got the Crocs, we got the A6 Naruto, and we got the oh my God, what's his name?
One Piece? Is it a One Piece Puma?
Wait, what?
Oh, I'm waiting for that one actually. No, but what's oh my God, how they
Wait,
did
about?
a Naruto collaboration on one of the players last year. What's his name? Oh my God.
Is it Reebok?
No. It was Nike. You know, like who did Nike create the Air Jordan 1 Low Voodoo for?
Zion Williamson.
Zion Williams. Yeah. So he released on his Naruto collab with his signature shoe. Those were dope.
Yeah.
But again, like, who's gonna buy them?
True.
Naruto fans, basketball fans, and
that's it.
Yeah, and that is a niche.
Good point.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good point.
True.
Yeah, reading the comments, Mr. Simpson says Gentry doesn't work at the brand anymore. Marwan says push out more pairs to sell more instead. To sell more instead of actually putting effort into one pair that tells a story and will be embedded in history. Yeah. It seems like that's exactly what they're doing.
Yeah. So I wanna like, since we're not at the cusp, we've already passed the cusp of a new period of sneakerheads. So like in sneakers, not sneakerheads. I don't know why I said sneakerheads. So I want to explain something that fluctuated the market for the last 5 years, and again, that's my own interpretation. So we know that sneakerheads and hypebeasts were going after each other's throats for the last few years because of the whole debacle and the market and all of that. But from my personal observation, I figured out where the issue is, and it's not sneakers versus hypebeasts. There are actually 4 factions in this mess. So I'll try to interpret it and make it understandable in my own terms. So here goes. So let's take the first faction, which are the sneakerheads. So let's imagine that sneakerheads are like territorial animals. They'd like to operate in one area. They'd really venture outside. And most importantly, just like territorial animals, they're very, very, very defensive and protective. Hence the gatekeeping. The second faction is the hypebeasts, and I would characterize them as migrating birds. But instead of going from colder to hotter climates, they would jump from one place that, just like the trend just went away, and migrate to somewhere that the trend is just about to start. They have a knack for that. They know that something will go down there, and by the time they arrive, you won't even notice it. They're not the problem. The problem is the third faction. I do not know what to give them, but I'm going to call them the sheep populace. And there are the mindless majority of whatever they are. They just follow the follower. They don't know, like, they just see some movement there and just jump. And I would characterize them as parrots. I'll get to that point later. And the fourth faction are the vultures, self-explanatory. So what caused the issue is that, again, like, sneakerheads are very defensive, but a pack of lions cannot defend against birds. That's why I gave them, like, migrating birds, parrots, and vultures. You cannot defend on them. I don't know if you saw a video of a lion consuming a bird, but that's in rare occasions. So that's why they were able to infiltrate. And again, like, that's how I'm trying to interpret it. So the biggest corporate in this mess are the sheep populace. And the reason for that are, one, their biggest strength is their sheer numbers. The second thing is that they're characterized after a parrot. What's going on?
Bro, even Instagram is giving you your props,
flowers.
Bro.
It's giving you balloons.
What?
So anyway,
just give him some balloons, bro.
yeah, I don't know. I thought it was my birthday, but I was like, yo, I'm still like 3 months away. So anyways, like their second characteristic is that of the parrot, and that is they are able to mimic any of the whatever they see, and we've seen them like we've seen like those who say that they're sneakerheads, but you know like you're not a sneakerhead. Enough with the balloons, all right? And or they would say that they're hypebeasts or act like resellers. That caused the fluctuation. It is the sheep populace that was steering the market, steering the demand. And Nike and all of those saw an opportunity that they can fool like they would appeal for those people.
Yeah.
That is why we aren't getting what we need. We're not getting the packs. We're not getting the release. We're not getting anything like this. We've been getting Jordan 1s after Jordan 1s after Jordan 1s, and then dunks. Easy, slides, runners. Like they're just like feeding those parrots what they need, and we're like confused all of a sudden. But what happened, I think what shifted the terrain is the introduction to, or like the acceptance of other brands like New Balance. New Balance at the moment, they're killing it. Asics are becoming like mainstream. Saucony and Crocs, I would say, they're making moves. So I think somehow the market's expanded, and sneakers were venturing, like again, I say it again, they would rarely venture outside their territory. And that is what they're doing. They're going for other brands like New Balance, Asics. So that expanded the market. There's no demand on one specific shoe. So that expansion, what it did is like, and again, like there's another factor. The migrating birds that I call hypebeasts are already migrating to the next place. We've already lost a quarter. The sheep populace are fluctuated.
Yeah.
They wanna grasp into something else. They're confused at the moment. Mizuno, as Nader just mentioned, and Hoka. Yeah. And the vultures, they are not seeing anything that they can prey on. So they're also moving. That's why they're selling, they went from selling sneakers into Stanley Cups.
Yeah.
So at the moment, or like at least what, in my point of view, we've already entered into a new cusp where the sneakerheads are expanding their terrain. They're exploring some other environments. As when I say environments, as I mean other brands. And like I tried to explain it as much as I could in the most understandable way. I hope the message got through. But yeah, like
Bro,
this is the current situation.
I think anyone who has just watched this live and you are connected to any brand out there, please just screen record that explanation, that analogy, and give it to the brands, bro. See, Instagram is giving you that again.
Yo, those balloons, how did they happen, by the way?
Smalls, what about it?
I have no idea, man.
Let me answer Smalls. If you talk a lot of sense, Instagram will give you balloons. That's all. That's all. Bro, listen, the way you've just explained that analogy and everything around it, we really can't fault it. It's 100% easy to understand, and it makes
very
so much sense.
Well interpreted.
Yeah.
Very well. Like, it makes sense.
Makes sense.
Well,
at the moment, I'm thinking of where do I find myself. I'm trying to see where I fit within all of this. So, Smalls.
Is there a fifth one? Is there?
I mean, again, like maybe there is, maybe there isn't. I'm not sure, but those are the four
Because I don't see
that
myself in any of those, to be honest.
Bro, thank you so much for that explanation. Thank you so much for that. And when you were explaining, a lot of comments were where
So
a lot
my
of the comments
my
was
comments from
people were supporting you. People were supporting you, everything that you were saying. So,
Appreciate
no,
it, guys.
100%.
Ralph.
100%. But one thing I want to say is, and Bassett said it too, I want to pause this and give a big shout outs to the UAE community, the Sneakerhead
Brother,
family there. You guys are incredible.
Tight knit.
See, if I'm relocating from the UK, I'm definitely heading to the UAE. You guys need to adopt me and my family. So
we
we are coming. The
we
love
we'd
between you
arrange that.
guys, the love between you guys, the unity, the support.
Positivity.
It's out of this world. I've never seen anything like this. And guys, please keep it up.
Yeah.
Please keep it up. You guys inspire us so much. And yeah, we love you. We love you guys so much.
Thank
Honestly,
you.
you guys are
Those
incredible.
words, those words would mean the world to everyone who's listening. I'm sure of that. And yeah, like whenever you plan on coming, brother, just hit us up.
If I come, I'm not coming back. It's mainly to get away from Smalls. So yeah, go far away from Smalls.
Yo, A7, little does he know when he arrives at the airport, I'll be sat there waiting with you, waiting for him. We'll be waiting for him.
Yo, let's get back into the show and tell. Let's get back into the show.
Hold on.
Yeah.
My comment froze, yeah. So can I jump out and come back in? Just
Yeah, sure. All right. So let's go with the oldest pair in your collection.
Again, I do not have it.
Yeah, but no, you can mention it. Don't worry, I'll put it up. Just mention it. I'll put it up on the screen for those who don't worry about it. If you don't have it with you.
Well, just to be specific, all the spare as in the data production or all the spare that I've acquired?
Oldest pair that you acquired.
All the spare, well, it is the Air Lunar Force. That is the oldest one. Yeah.
We showed that one earlier. And
yeah.
Okay, let's move on to the next one. So the first day of school, you want to really make a big impact. What shoe would you have on your feet?
If we're talking about this time and age, I'd say it's way out of my budget, but most likely I would say the Air Jordan 1 Travis Scott Fragment Highs Just Flex.
No, it has to be the ones in your collection.
Oh, in my collection. Okay. Then I'd have to go with this one.
Can't go wrong.
I mean,
Can't go wrong.
It's a statement setter, so yeah.
Yeah.
That's my go-to.
Definitely. Smalls has sent the request. And best movie or comic character inspired sneaker?
Spider-Man's. No question.
Spider-Man's. And what's the rarest pair in your collection?
Rarest pair? I would go back with the Slam Dunk 6s, but I've already shown that. So I'm going to say the Air Jordan 1 Storm Blues, which again, like, it's not with me, but yeah.
That's a good one.
So the funny thing is that this one I got it last year from a friend. He was selling it for cheap, so I got that one. And if you remember, like, those aren't really, like, you don't see them anywhere. Yeah, that's the one. And the reason I got it is because it was inspired by another shoe that I wanted, which it was the Storm Blue. That was a collaboration with one of the stores in Paris. I keep forgetting, like, it was a Storm Blue. The outsole of one pair said bonjour, the other one said au revoir. I still can't. I think you can, like, I'm terrible with remembering names, especially the ones that don't cross my mind much.
Is it a family and friends pair?
Well, yeah, it is.
Let me see if it's this one. If it's what I have in mind.
I think.
Is it?
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one. So I think those released in 2017.
Colette. Yeah.
Colette.
Colette.
Yeah, Colette. Yeah.
Colette. Yeah.
So those like going back to the original pair, the Storm Blues, those I think they are rare because I think the manufacturing numbers were like no more than 60,000 if the numbers are correct, and you don't see them on feet anywhere.
Yeah.
So I think that is the rarest one I have. I have a few pairs, but I would say those specifically in terms of number and in like in, let's say, in the wild you don't see them, so those I consider the rarest in my collection.
Love that. And what's the most underrated sneaker in your collection?
The social status,
Social status.
penny ones.
Pennies.
So I am a big fan of what the likes of James Whitner and Joe Fresh Goods are doing. There's always a story behind every collab, and this one, since the whole story is like the name of it is recess, which is the time the kids would go out and play. So he took that, incorporated with the original color of the penny one, and he'd add one element, but it did change everything, which is the swoosh, as you can see. The baseball swoosh, you can rip it off.
Is it
put
Velcro?
on the so you put tennis swoosh, basketball swoosh, volleyball swoosh, whatever, like that was a good release. And it's like 90% true to the OG, which is the penny one. So I think that was a sleeper. That was very underrated. And also there is another one that fits the criteria, which is the Bodega Dunk that released at the end of 2020. So those I was lucky enough to hit on the release from Bodega themselves. Bro, like the quality, the aesthetics, the color, everything about it is just next level. But because they want SBs, they didn't they didn't
sell high.
They did sell out,
resell
but
high.
It didn't resell high, and everyone slipped on them. So that's another underrated release.
True. Agree with you.
And it's one of my favorites also.
And have I asked what your favorite collab shoe is?
Favorite collab? Yeah, I think we did the Slam Dunk 6.
Yep. Okay. And then
oldest pair.
Oldest pair. Yeah, we've asked that. You were off the live then. So the most complimented shoe in your collection, the one that turns a lot of heads. Lance.
Definitely.
Lance.
So this one over the electric blue, because this one is more visible. Like you can see from afar. The other one is like you need to pay a little bit of attention to see it. But this one catches the eyes from miles away.
True. And let's see the next one. Which shoe were you most excited about in your collection?
I would say the
Okay.
So those
talk to us.
Definitely, there is a story behind this one. So what happened is that like Yeezy started to roll out here in Dubai. The first 350s, they didn't, like I didn't like them. Just to keep it straight, I didn't like them. When they announced the 350 V2s, I was like, yo, the Belugas, yo, those are perfect. Like it's just right down the middle between a casual shoe and a performance shoe. It looks like a casual shoe, but with the boost is just like perfect. And it's also a a Kanye collab. So what happened is that when the Belugas came out, they they'd come out, they would release, you know, like in raffles. So me and my friend, we went to every Adidas we've registered, even went to Levels. A few days ago, they've announced it. So my friend won the Beluga, and he would rub it in my face ever since. Then I think they were the Christmas pack or Black Friday pack or whatever, the three colors, the magenta, the green, and the beige. Again, we've registered everywhere, and I would register in Levels, right? I went for the beige pair. A few days ago, I get a call. Hi, we're from Levels. You've just won the Easy and all of that. I was over the moon at that point. So when I went to pick up the pair, and they gave me the pair, and I opened the pair, and I see that I've got, by the way, I've got the Easy 750 in the green colorway and not the beige. And I was like, hold on. I've registered. Are those the green? I was like, yeah. And in my head, I was like, I've registered for the beige. And he was like, is there a problem? And I was like, nope, thank you. I just went. I'm not going to complain. I just want it easy at the height of it.
Yeah.
So yeah, this one is definitely taken number one. You know, like the height of it.
Yeah.
The second release, you know, like I went with the beige because that's the least desired colorway. I wanted the red one, but since I got the green ones, like
you're fine with it. Yeah.
I'm fine with it. I'm definitely fine with it.
Even better.
Yeah, exactly.
But Marwan is asked a question which is very, very interesting. Very good question. It says, if you can trade your collection for one pair, what would that one pair be?
Listen, I'd go with that pair, and I want to, you know, like I don't want to obtain that pair. I just want to have it just to take a picture of it. But if that opportunity comes that I could trade my whole collection for that pair, I would say I would trade it for the Air Max, the second release, the 89, I think 89 pieces with the special box and the self laces. I would trade for that specific shoe, and I won't regret it.
Wow. Do you know what? That's huge, and the reason why I would say it's very huge is because so far every shoe in your collection has a personal story attached to it. So for you to let go of everything says everything about your love for this Air Max. So yeah, Smalls, let's buy the Air Max and send it straight to A7. So send the invoice. Send the invoice. Send the invoice. Send the invoice.
We'll sort you out.
There's one thing. I just wanna, you know, like I wanna touch upon, which is the fact that you would hear or you would say that buy what you like.
Yeah.
But my question for that, what is it that you like? What do you like about whatever shoe you like? You gotta ask yourself that question. You know, like if you were to ask me about why I personally like the Air Jordan 6 Slam Dunks, I could tell you all about it and why. You know, like I just gave you a glimpse. But for someone who, you know, like I would tell you buy what you like, but what is it that you like? Do you like something specific, or do you like whatever the majority likes? What is it that you like? What personal collection do you have for that specific shoe? That is the exact same thing that should resonate, you know, like let you gravitate towards a pair.
Yeah.
You know, because if you were to say, like, for someone, buy what you like, okay, he buys the Chicago. Why did you buy the Chicago? He'll be like, yo, you know, like the Chicago with the MJ, he's the GOAT, and etc. Yeah, okay, I get it. You are saying that you like the history of it. Is that correct? Because if that is the reason you're buying it, then most likely you wouldn't have a problem, or you would buy, like, say, a Jordan 2, 4, 5 until 15. Those are also related to Michael Jordan and has history with it. But if you're like, okay, yeah, I like it. I bought it because I like it, and I like the silhouette, which is the Air Jordan 1. Okay, you like it because of the silhouette, but why do you glorify the highs and demonize the mids if you like the silhouette? You are not specifying what you really like. What is it that resonates with you for that pair? Does it have a nostalgic feel? Does the colors remind you of something? What is something personal? That is what people are missing, the personal connection with that shoe.
Yeah.
And they will be like, yo, I bought it because I like it. You know, like, okay, I know you don't like it, but what, you know, whatever makes you sleep at night. I know what I like because I have a personal connection with it. That's why you'd hear me talk about one pair at a time for, you know, like if you'd let me, I'd talk for hours about it. But again, like if it doesn't have a personal connection with you, then you don't really like it. Again, that's my personal opinion. If you are offended, good.
All right. So one more question from me. Which sneaker in your collection would you say describes your personality best?
Okay, so there is one pair, and I'm sure no one could guess it. You're gonna love it.
Enlighten us. Enlighten us. Okay.
So those are the Deodoras. So it is a collaboration between one of the artists that I've been following for some times now. His name is Anderson Blue. So he created this shoe that was inspired by ice cream. So I got the chocolate colorway, and there is a vanilla colorway. So what this shoe, why I picked this shoe, because first of all, it's unorthodox. It had the artist's personal touch. It isn't something common, and at the same time, it is way obtainable if you were to give it a chance. So I think this describes me as being something out of the box. It describes my own approach to art. I think outside the box. I would just like throw curveballs at people. They won't anticipate what I'm going to post next. And that reflects my own personality. And I think from my answers to your question, you could tell that I'm not going to give you like the traditional answer. I'm just going to give you an honest question that you might not even anticipate. And that shoe, I think, captured it perfectly because it's unorthodox. It's not really known. It is obtainable, but at the same time, it's unobtainable. Not because of the limited aspect, but because of the desirability of it. I hope that makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense. And I think anyone who has watched the live from start to now would definitely agree with you. Definitely agree. The answer is just right there. So yeah, 100% agree with you. Marwan has asked a question and he says, what makes a pair, in your opinion, worth shooting or taking pictures of? That's a good one.
Can you pin the question again?
He says, what makes a pair worth shooting or worth taking pictures of, in your opinion?
Okay, yeah. So, two things, all right? One, if the story have its own back, you know, like the inspiration behind the shoe, the story behind the shoe, that is one element that I would look for in a shoe. You know, like the story behind it. That helps me visualize what the representation behind it. So one example is the Air Jordan 2 Amamanier, the one that I did, I think, last year. So the story behind it is like paying homage to the Black community and their perseverance through the struggle, and, you know, like just paying homage to the perseverance of that community. So, and I also linked that with one of you know, like that element, which is holding on to the belief with Michelangelo's painting, which is the Last Judgment. So in that painting, the 12 apostles of Jesus were painted holding the weapons that they were executed with. So they are holding those weapons as a sign of their what's the word I'm looking for? Commitment. Yeah. The same thing with the black community. They are holding on to their heritage, their beliefs, their pride as a sign of, like, I don't know, I like those two things just came and connected with each other, and I tried to portray that, like the way I'm holding the shoe, like I'm trying to capture that. I'm sorry if I'm terrible at explaining, but if you were to go to the post and slide it, I already wrote the explanation for everyone to understand. But yeah, so the first element is the story, which is very, very, very important. The second element is the shoe itself. Is it something that is, let's say, photogenic? Like, for example, I took a picture of the New Balance 9060. Shout out for New Balance Yasmol for giving me that pair. Sorry. Yeah, that one. Sorry, that one. That was the 1906 that New Balance gave me. So that one, and also I have already printed it. That's how much I love it. So that pair was so good, like it was photogenic. It was worth taking pictures. Like even the like the third picture, which is the shoe itself. Yeah, that's the Ama Manier. So that picture, that shoe itself was, like the colors, the shade, the saturation of it, the structure of it, even the materials, like so good. It needed to be captured and put as a post. The same thing with the New Balance 1906. That shoe, like itself, it just looks good. So yeah, two elements: the shoe itself and the story behind it. One of it or both. Those help me structure the post itself and tell a story throughout the post.
Love that. And Smalls, have you got another one lined up?
Question, yes. Who would you say is a sneakerhead?
Good question. So again, like that is my personal opinion. And again, if you're offended by it, good. So a sneakerhead, I would say someone who's into sneakers for the sneakers. He has genuine love to the culture itself and would work to elevate his culture. It's not just like buying shoes, selling shoes, waiting for the next drop. No, it's something, like something you can commune with others. For example, this whole interview, the three of us are sneakerheads, and we're talking about everything sneaker related, because we have genuine love. We have stories to tell. So I think the sneakerhead is someone who is genuinely into it for it. Period.
Love it.
I love that. And I said I was done with the questions, but there's one final one which came to mind, and it's based off something that you said at the start of this live. When you were starting off with sneakers, you made a lot of mistakes here and there, and you learned from it. They were not mistakes, they were not bad mistakes, but there were things that you learned from. And so I would like to ask you, if knowing everything that you know now, what's that one thing that you wish you knew most at the start of your journey?
If that's a tough one. But if there is one thing that I wish I'd learned back then that I know now, is that it would be Hmm. Well, I would say it would be to appreciate the originals over the clutter that is piling up. I don't know, like, for example, uh, I missed out on a lot of OGs that I wanted to buy, that I wish I could buy them. Like, for example, the Breads, the Black Toes, the Chicagos.
Mm-hmm.
If I were to know the cultural significance of the OG sneaker and the impact that it had on that, I would have, like dropped everything, dropped the Yeezys, dropped whatever I was holding on to that time, and just like go for the OGs, like the Breads, the Chicagos, the Black Toes. The Black Toes are my favorite color blocking of the Air Jordan 1.
Yeah.
But the hype was taking over. I'm not gonna lie, I was hella influenced with it. I was going after Yeezys, I was going after Pharrell NMDs. That when those OGs dropped, I just like ditched them and went for those, like crazy, like a sheep, I would say. So yeah, like I would say the appreciate the OGs, and yeah.
Bro, I can't tell you how happy I am with that answer that you gave, not because of what you said, but the honesty behind it. A lot of people would have gone like, "Oh, this is something that I'm going to share," and I love the honesty behind what you just said. And
Appreciate you, brother.
bro, much salute to you. Much salute to you for that.
Bare respect, bro.
Yeah, bare respect.
Thank you.
Bare. Yo, I would say we've had you on for 1 hour 50 minutes. 1 hour 50 minutes, and
I don't know. I've been enjoying it. I didn't
could go
know
on
that.
and on.
Yeah, we could
bro.
have went all night.
True, bro. Definitely. We can go all night. It's been a pleasure. I've enjoyed every second. It's
Likewise, brother.
much better than I expected it to be. It's like it feels like we're talking to someone that we've known each other for so long. I don't know if it's the same thing for you, but it feels like we've known each other for so long. And I would say the support from the UAE fam made it much better. So, bro, A7, thank you so much, and this means a lot to us. We can't thank you enough for your time, can't thank you enough for your honesty, can't thank you enough for everything that you shared with us. And bro, like, thank you, mad respect to you
so much.
Smalls.
Yeah. Likewise, brothers. Likewise. I appreciate you guys reaching out to me. I appreciate you having me here. Like the same feeling that you just expressed to me. I'm feeling it right now towards you. Like again, like it doesn't feel like this is the first time we've been talking. I feel like we've known each other for a long time.
Yeah,
it feels that way. And I've enjoyed every second of it, just like you said. And again, like we've been on this live for almost 2 hours, and it feels like 5 minutes ago we just started. That's how much we've been enjoying it.
Yeah.
True.
And I'm sure I'll be using your analogy you used earlier on somewhere, So if anyone catches me using that, it's from me. You get me? I didn't get it. It's my own French analogy. You get me?
Yeah.
But look, we appreciate it. Learned a lot actually today.
Yeah.
And much
likewise,
love for that.
And I would like to take this opportunity to say Ramadan Kareem to everyone. So tomorrow's the first day, and I wanted you, like I specifically requested to have this interview on this specific date because I'll be able to like stay for, I don't know, like if you guys is down for another hour, I'm up for it. I'm giving the exemption. I can stay all night long for that specific reason. Because tomorrow is Ramadan.
Let's go.
Bro, what would do you have any plug anything? The stage is yours. Before you go, plug anything or give a shout out to someone.
Man, I got a whole list, man. So first of all, shout out to my big bro Nader. Shout out to Marwan, MC1, Soulmates, Mr. Markey, Nanad, I would say, and shout out to one of our local consignment store, Habba Hub. They've been providing me with some of the shoes that I personally don't or can't get my hands on. They've given me the whole pack of the Powerpuff Girls recently, and I could go on and on with the rest of the guys. Crust Lemon, Ibrahim Sneakerhead, Saeed Hayyan, Matar, etc., etc. I could just go on and on and on and on for hours. So shout out to you guys, shout out to the community. Of course, I wouldn't be here without them. Their support has been amazing. Yeah. Shout out to Lazy Guy for tricking me into buying the 750s and having something to talk about. I don't know, like.
Yeah. Right, let me.
So I could keep going. So shout out to every one of you. You guys know yourselves. You've been with me since day one. You've been pushing me hard, and I couldn't reach where I am today without you guys. So shout out to each and every one of you, and from me personally, thank you, and thank you both, Rafa and Smalls.
Thank you, bro. Thank you, bro. Yo, I don't know how to say, but I hope I'm getting it right. Ramadan Kareem, bros. Ramadan Kareem. Good luck. Good luck with Ramadan. Yeah. Thank you all. And
said, it's been emotional.
It's been emotional. It's been emotional. We're gonna see you guys again next week. Love. Peace.
Peace, brothers.